Doing a final scan for badges, CACs, cell phones. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, and welcome to the 10th Annual Army Community Partnership Awards Ceremony. We're honored to have everybody here today to celebrate the incredible examples of installation community partnerships that we are recognizing with an Army Community Partnership Award. I am Dave Lineberger, Chief of Army Community Partnerships. Thank you for being here. The Army's continued to grow our partnership program, developing new and innovative solutions to the challenges our installations face. Today, we're celebrating 5 outstanding examples of innovative collaboration by honoring them with an Army Community Partnership Award. To all of our winners, your efforts truly demonstrate the spirit of collaboration and community service that the Army Community Partnership Award aims to celebrate. Celebrating the 10th Annual Army Community Partnership Awards, a powerful reflection of the strength and impact these partnerships bring to the Army. Congratulations to all today as we participate in this historic event. Now, please rise for the national anthem, which will be sung by Colonel Cummings of the ASA mRNA.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Colonel Dominic Cummings of the mRNA. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Ma'am, that was breathtaking. Thank you. It is my honor to introduce this afternoon's speaker and host, the Honorable Jordan Gillis. Honorable Gillis is the Assistant Secretary of the Army for Installations, Energy, and Environment. He was confirmed by the U.S. Senate on September 18, 2025, and he's sworn in as the 18th ASA IE&E on the 6th of October, 2025. He's a primary advisor to the Secretary of the Army and Chief of Staff of the Army for all matters related to installation policy, oversight, coordination of energy security and management, and policy for sustainability and environmental initiatives. Prior to his current appointment, the Honorable Gillis has served in various public and private sector leadership positions, including an executive for an AI software company, Principal Deputy Assistant Secretary of the Army for Installations, Energy, and Environment, and as the Assistant Secretary of Defense for Sustainment. Honorable Gillis served in the Army as a field artillery officer and was awarded the Bronze Star and Purple Heart for his service. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Honorable Gillis.
Thanks, Dave. I appreciate you providing me a copy of remarks that I then edited and had to bring myself. And then also, for the record, I don't have to wear glasses, only when I need to see. So if you don't recognize me with them or without them, apologies. Well, look, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Distinguished guests, we are so glad to have you here. I am pleased to welcome you to the 10th Annual Army Community Partnership Awards Ceremony. To our community and visitors, welcome to the Pentagon. Thanks for fighting through the visitors process, and apologies for the weather if this is worse than what you left at home. This was the best that we could do, and we're glad to have you nonetheless. Thanks for joining us today to celebrate the recipients of this year's awards. I am honored to be hosting today's ceremony along with Mr. David Dentino, recognizing our installations and communities for demonstrating exceptional partnerships that support the Army's readiness, efficiency, and quality of life initiatives. The Army has developed countless partnerships with our local communities that directly support our warfighters' capabilities to fulfill their mission. Through creative and innovative partnerships, we can deliver capabilities to our installations at the speed of need rather than at the speed of bureaucracy. And apologies, sorry, not sorry, to the bureaucrats. That's why we see the value of these partnerships, to support our soldiers by filling capability gaps as needed. Not only are the gaps addressed, but we can achieve significant efficiencies while doing so because of the strategic benefits associated with burden sharing. As always, the Army is leading the way, holding over 2/3 of the Department of War's entire partnership portfolio with the longest-running partnerships awards programs. Our awardees today especially are a testament to the values and shared interests that installations and neighboring communities have in supporting the Army mission through partnerships. These partnerships help us solve the right problems with the right solutions to the benefit of both the local communities and the installations. And in the case today, we've got partnerships across the globe, even in Germany. We are recognizing partnerships that demonstrate shared commitments and the enduring power of unity and shared purpose. It's important to remember that the Army Community Partnership Program is only as strong as the bonds we have with our communities, and that is not lost on me or Army senior leaders. The efforts that you have put forth demonstrate what's necessary to drive successful partnerships. We recognize and appreciate our installations and communities for their ongoing efforts to create efficiency through cooperation, and I encourage others to follow your lead. Today, we recognize 5 commands and their community partners for demonstrating efforts that enhance Army readiness, modernization, and resilience, but above all, support the Army's people. I am really excited about all 5 of these. I'd love to be the one to stay here and talk about them. I've got connections to each of them, but I promised Dave I would get off the stage, and so I will. Congratulations to all of you. Enjoy today's recognition ceremony. I'm told that there will be refreshments. That's part of what lured me here, in addition to being able to meet you. But this is an opportunity to celebrate the tremendous value that each of you bring to the Army. Let's continue to collaborate, ensure that the Army maintains momentum on readiness, on efficiency, and improves quality of life for our soldiers and their families. Thank you all again for being here, and again, congratulations to the winners. And finally, I'll close with, because this week is what it is, go Army, beat Navy. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Today we have several key Army leaders joining us. We have representatives from the offices of Blake Moore and Celeste Malloy of the Utah's 1st and 2nd Congressional districts. Thank you very much for being here. We have Lieutenant General Evans, the Director of Army Staff. Thank you for finding time on your calendar, sir. We appreciate you being here. We have Generals Harder, Donahue, Thompson, Christine, Riccardi, Wilkinson, Nielsen, and General Rainey. Thank you, General Officers, for being here. We do appreciate your time. We also have Dr. Jeff Waxman, who's our Primary Deputy Assistant Secretary of the Army for the IE&E. We also have Mr. Stephen Sullivan, Mrs. Sullivan. We also have Mr. Dentino and Mr. Cockrell and Mr. Byrne. Ladies and gentlemen, joining Honorable Gillis is my boss, the Deputy Assistant Secretary of the Army for Installation, Housing, and Partnerships. I would like to acknowledge mid-years coming up. This is the greatest SES that we have in the Army staff. He is wise, he is competent, he is powerful. Ladies and gentlemen, my boss, Mr. David Dentino.
All in favor of Dave Lineberger being on pay pool.
Thank you, leaders, for joining us. I'd now like to recognize our awardees and their partners. Once an awardee has been recognized, I will invite the leadership from the organization to the podium to provide a few short remarks and take a photo with our hosts, the Honorable Gillis and Mr. Dentino. I'd like to welcome Mr. Gillis and Dentino. Are we ready? Yes, we are. Our first award recognizes the United States Army Garrison Hawaii's Kolikoli Pass Partnership. If I can have our two awardees come up. Kolikoli Pass is a federal road that is inaccessible to civilians across the island. If the civilian Farrington Highway emergency evacuation route becomes impassable, the Kolikoli Pass Partnership allows the Kolikoli Pass to be open for emergency civilian evacuation. This partnership improves maintenance on the pass and coordinates emergency evacuation training between the Army, Navy, and local stakeholders. The KPP's combined effort expands the capability of the state and the Department of War to safely evacuate people in the event of an emergency. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the representatives from Hawaii and their public partners. Ma'am, if you'd like to say something?
Yeah, don't break it by moving it down. Sorry. Or it just won't move. Okay, I'll just talk to the side of it. Honorable Gillis, Mr. Dentino, General Evans, all general officers and distinguished guests who are here today, thank you very, very much. Gentlemen, this honor means so much to me. It means, not to speak for Ed, but it means so much to us. The Kolikoli Pass initiative really started a little over 2 years ago on August the 8th, 2023, when the fire in Lahaina killed at least 102 people. The Lahaina tragedy really galvanized the communities on Oahu and across the Hawaiian Islands to seek other options for emergency egress in locations that are isolated and only have very, very small roads in and out of their locations. Since that time, and really with the work of my predecessor before me, Steve, glad you could be here too today, we've been working to codify a relationship that for many, many years has already been in place and previously was used, but was never signed and codified into an MOU. And so we're just super thankful for Ed's help getting that over the finish line, but also for the greater. This is a community partnership that goes well beyond just the two of us and includes the City and County of Honolulu, Directorate of Emergency Management, Honolulu Police, Honolulu Fire, the community councils for Waianae and Nanakuli on our west coast of Oahu, and our Waianae Moku Kapuna Council. So really, as part of that entire community partnership, I just want to say thank you very, very much. Mahalo.
Aloha mai kako, aloha. Great to see all of you. Thanks so much for inviting us to the coolest building in the nation first, to get these amazing awards, and to thank our amazing leadership here. In Hawaii, we're very, very thankful for the strong leadership of the Army and especially Colonel Sullivan's willingness to put community first in everything she does. So really appreciate you. Thank you very much, and we're looking forward to long partnerships with the Army. Thank you very much, everybody.
If we can have everybody from Hawaii come up for a quick group photo, and we'll get to the next one. And while he's coming up, I want to recognize that we have the previous garrison commander, Colonel McConicle, who has traveled all the way from the E-Ring to make it here.
Steve, I think you should come up here. Yeah. I think you should come up, man.
Come on up, Steve.
Steve. Good to see you, brother.
Ready?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We were hoping you would bring some of the warm weather with you, but that didn't work out. Our next award recognizes the partnership between the United States Army Reserve and the state of Utah. The state of Utah, in conjunction with the University of Utah, funded the construction of $127 million 2,000-member Army Reserve Center on Camp Williams, Utah. This supports the relocation of the Army Reserve from Fort Douglas, Utah, and allows the 50-acre historic property to be transferred to the University of Utah. The university will utilize the land to bridge connections between the campus, healthcare, and research park, and give the university the flexibility to grow its academic research and healthcare mission. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the United States Army Reserve and their public partner representatives. General Hart, General Riccardi. Offering comments on behalf of the Army Reserve will be Mr. Sullivan.
We're going to need more plaques.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Good.
All right.
Awesome.
That's so tough. Okay.
Thank you, Honorable Gillis, for recognizing the historic partnership between the U.S. Army Reserve, the state of Utah, the University of Utah, and the Utah Army National Guard. I like to say this is truly a win-win-win-win scenario that enables the university to continue to expand its mission as a leading academic, medical, and research facility while providing the Army Reserve with modern facilities and access to nearby training facilities to ensure that we continue to provide ready combat support and combat service support enablers to the total Army and the Joint Force, both at home and abroad. The University of Utah and Fort Douglas have shared a history that dates back to the mid-1800s, growing physically closer over time as the university expanded around Fort Douglas. In the National Defense Authorization Act for 1991, the United States Congress directed the Army to transfer a large portion of the fort to the university while charging the university to maintain the legacy of the historic chapel, parade field, cemetery, museum, and officer circle. Over the past 35 years, the university has been a model neighbor, partner, and steward of the Fort Douglas legacy. I'm confident that the university will continue to grow Fort Douglas's legacy well into the future with the inclusion of the historic soldier circle to the campus. Fortunately, those who crafted the 1991 NDA language had the forethought to ensure that the Army would continue operations at Fort Douglas while providing a pathway for a future transition of the fort to the university. Over the past 15 years, there have been multiple opportunities and efforts to try and effect that transition, and it just wasn't either the right location or available resources weren't present. That all changed in the past 2 years when the right people got involved at the university and local, state, and federal government levels. I want to thank President Randall for establishing the vision and serving as the champion for finding a solution that benefits both the university and the Army Reserve. the support of Governor Cox, Lieutenant Governor Henderson, Senate President Adams, the Utah legislature, and mostly to all Utahns who have dedicated limited resources to effect this transition. The appropriation was initially for about $17 million to purchase the land, and then subsequently in the next year, an additional $100 million from the state of Utah to actually facilitate the construction. This has really been a game changer. Then we've also worked very closely with our U.S. House of Representatives from the state of Utah as we transition from one district to another, and their efforts and support here in D.C. have been invaluable. I can't say enough about our partners that are here on the stage. They have been exceptional teammates. Mr. Jason Perry, Major General Retired Peter Cook, and Mr. Jim Russell. Their enduring dedication and expertise were essential to making this successful partnership a reality. Throughout the process, the Utah Army National Guard has been a supportive partner, thanks to Major General Boyack and the entire facilities management office for your support. The Army Reserve looks forward to partnering with you and the local communities of Bluffdale and Lehigh as permanent tenants at Camp Williams. The trust and support of the Chief of Army Reserve, combined with bold action by the leaders and staff of the Army Reserve Installation Management Directorate and the 88th Readiness Division, will result in the lightning-fast delivery of world-class facilities for our units and soldiers. I'm impressed and honored to work with such outstanding professionals. Finally, I'd like to also congratulate all the other award recipients for your tremendous accomplishments developing synergy in your respective communities. Twice a citizen, combat ready, this will defend.
If I may, I'll just talk briefly. I appreciate that. Mr. Sullivan went through a lot of the history behind this for the state of Utah, and he talked about mission, which I want to talk about just briefly as well. This is what happens when you combine mission with partnership, is a relationship like what we have here. This Fort Douglas property has been next door neighbors to the university for as long as we've been around, and we love that partnership, and we will continue to preserve it. We love this relationship. We love these commands. When you heard this dollar amount, $127 million from the state of Utah, not just shows their commitment to the university, it shows our commitment to the military. These two commands we have in the state of Utah are critical, and we will preserve them the best that we can. This facility is unlike any other as well. Just very briefly, to Mr. Sullivan, this is someone who knows no bureaucracy, a master class in getting things done. We're so grateful for him. Retired General Peter Cook helped us throughout this entire process. Jim Russell helped design the facility, which is unique and beautiful and amazing. Second to the Pentagon in terms of how amazing it is, I would say. To our legislature, to our members of our delegation have been critical. This is an unprecedented partnership with the state of Utah, and we're grateful for it. Thank you.
Everybody from the partnership, if we can come up for a quick group photo.
You got to lay across the front. Thank you. Reclining position.
Have to come up.
On the other side.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Good.
We're not supposed to take favorites, but before he sits down, I do want to recognize Major General Riccardi as he's worked in the building, he's worked at MCOM as a Deputy Commanding General, he works in the reserves. I want to talk about a well-rounded general officer and officer at large. Sir, it's absolutely a pleasure to work with you.
And he works for me.
And he works for you, so. He's my favorite Major General.
Okay, thank you.
Our next award recognizes the Utilities Privatization Partnership between the United States Army Garrison Fort Rucker, and the Alabama Power Company. The partnership with Alabama Power Company directly enhances training capabilities at Fort Rucker by strengthening the resilience and reliability of the power infrastructure that supports mission-critical operations. Alabama Power installed approximately $194,000 worth of supervisory control and data acquisition systems, operated switches across all 3 substations. Fort Rucker's partnership with Alabama Power Company promotes installation resilience by performing the necessary maintenance upgrades and emergency responses required on Fort Rucker's utilities. The Alabama Power Company has the expertise and resources to manage installation utilities more effectively than previous efforts. I think you guys paid me to do that little commercial right there. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome representatives from the U.S. Army Garrison Fort Rucker and the Alabama Power Company.
Honorable Gillis, sir, thank you very much for having us here. Obviously, you know, this may just be a thing you're doing on a Tuesday, but for us, and I think I speak for the awardees, it does mean a lot. So I appreciate your time and just the opportunity to recognize this community partnership that we have worked so hard to strengthen. Gentlemen, ladies, all of you, I appreciate the opportunity to come here and just acknowledge what we have been able to build at Fort Rucker. Jason, you and your team are nothing if not strategic partners that enable Fort Rucker to produce Army aviators. And as the 5th largest employer in Alabama, just continue to be an economic engine. And we would not be where we are without this. It is more than just service delivery. It is a strategic partnership. To my team, right, to DPW, thank you guys as well. I really appreciate it. I appreciate everything you guys do, as do all of the members of the Fort Rucker community. Above the best, fly Army, AirCav.
On behalf of Alabama Power, we're excited to be here to celebrate this special award. Thank you. Thank you for your partnership. Thank you for the opportunity to collaborate, to come together, to find the resources and the new ways that we can improve our infrastructure so we can better serve your needs so you can accomplish your missions. We're so proud and value your relationship at a young age growing up to the sound of helicopters. I was taught early on how valuable Fort Rucker is to not only our community and our state, but to our country. And we do not take that for granted. We appreciate you. Congratulations on your success, and thank you for letting us be a part of it. Appreciate it.
Can I get the delegation to come up, take a quick photo?
We may have to double back in this one too. Yeah, we'll double run.
Alright, I'm gonna have the first row scoot down some more to the right, or to my right or left, sorry. Right there's good. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, this next one is a special treat. Our next award is presented to the 2nd Theater Signal Brigade in recognition to their partnership with the community of Wackenheim, Germany. Mr. Dieter Berg and the community of Wackenheim have been steadfast supporters of our presence for many years, making concerted efforts to integrate the 2nd TSB into local traditions. Beyond the scope of official functions. Now, during his tenure as mayor, Mr. Berg played a pivotal role in fostering a strong friendship and partnership between Wackenheim and the 2nd TSB. Mr. Berg dedicated his retirement to community service, demonstrating a commitment to open communications and active engagement between the leadership of the 2nd TSB and the broader community. His successor, who's also here, Mr. Paradin, continues to build upon the foundation established by Mr. Berg, nurturing the positive relationship between Wackenheim and the second TSB. And sir, you have large shoes to fill. Wackenheim's support is invaluable to our mission in Germany. We're excited that Mr. Berg and Mr. Paradin have joined us in Washington to accept the award. And hello to our friends in Germany today watching the live stream from the Wackenheim Town Council Watch Party. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the second TSB and the community of Wackenheim.
Hey, good afternoon, Honorable Gillis, distinguished guests. I won't go through everyone at this point, but thank you very much for this opportunity. So when we look at this partnership between the town of Wackenheim, it extends well beyond just one single partnership. For those of you who wouldn't be familiar with my brigade, it's a theater signal brigade based in Germany with 5 battalions spread throughout Europe. When I looked at it last, we have about 14 what I would call active partnerships. But many of those partnerships are really focused on those military partnerships and relationships, and those are fantastic. They develop our units. But really, when we get down to that next part, what Colonel Neil Katad, who established this with Mayor Berg many years ago, really saw was how the rest of the partnership responsibilities with the community could really contribute to the overall readiness of our unit. And what you've gotten to see is the ability for our soldiers to come into a community, and they're welcome. They're absolutely part of that, or part of that location. They're part of it every single day. They're not going to walk in and be a stranger. This community supports us as we look at our ranges and our ability to execute some of those individual training and readiness exercises. And then you look at what we do with some of our operations and deploying out equipment from the small town of Wackenheim, centrally located in Germany, to locations all across Europe, all the way to the eastern flank. This community does so much to support the readiness and the defense of Europe. Cannot thank you more for all your partnership, your friendship, and your contributions to our daily mission. Thank you very much.
And translating for the Lord Mayor will be Christine Tomasco.
Ja, vielen Dank, sehr geehrter Herr Gillis, Herr Dentino, sehr geehrte Gäste. Seit ca. 1950 ist die McCully Barracks bei uns in Wackenheim von der US Army in Kraft und wird dort getätigt. Seit dieser Zeit hat sich durch eine kooperative und eine vertrauensvolle Zusammenarbeit ein freundschaftliches Verhältnis zu der Army, zu den dort Beschäftigten entwickelt. Und alle, die dort tätig sind, sind für uns im Ort immer wieder herzlich willkommen zu unseren Festivals. Ganz besonders freut es uns, dass auch die US Army uns die Fläche, wenn wir Bedarf haben, zur Verfügung stellt. So haben einige unserer Vereine bereits schon mehrfach dort Veranstaltungen durchführen dürfen. Das zeigt diese vertrauensvolle und kooperative Zusammenarbeit, insbesondere bei den Sicherheitsvorkehrungen, die zu treffen sind. Vielen Dank dafür.
Let's see how much I remember from this. Honorable Gillis, Mr. Dentino, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Thank you very much for having us today and for this award. The U.S. Army has been present in Wackenheim since about the 1950s, and throughout that time, a close friendship has been established between the people of Wackenheim and the U.S. Army. It's a close friendship. They're welcome in the center of Wackenheim, to the point where the Army lets the community even use facilities on base for their community events. And that's all I can recall from what you said.
Thanks. So ist es für uns immer ein freundschaftliches Treffen, wenn Vertreter von der US Army zu unseren Veranstaltungen kommen. Zum Beispiel ein wichtiger Tag für uns ist der Volkstrauertag. Dort ist es eine ganz große Ehre für uns, wenn Vertreter der US Army aus Wiesbaden bei uns sind.
It's always a pleasure when the U.S. Army can join the people of Weckernheim for events. A very important one is the German National Day of Mourning, where it's perceived as a high honor that the U.S. Army is present every year.
Im Namen unseres Oberbürgermeisters von Ingelheim, Wackernheim ist ein Ortsteil von Ingelheim, von unserem Ortsvorsteher Theo Bariton und von allen Bürgerinnen und Bürgern des Ortes Wackernheim sagen wir vielen Dank für diese Auszeichnung. Sie bedeutet uns sehr viel.
In the name of all the people of Weckernheim, the Lord Mayor of Ingelheim, since Weckernheim is part of the greater community of Ingelheim, Mr. Paradon, the current mayor of Ingelheim, and like I said, all the people, thank you very much for awarding the community this amazing award.
Ich sage vielen Dank zu Colonel Smith und vielen Dank dir, Christine, für die Übersetzung. Und alle, wenn Sie in Deutschland mal Urlaub machen oder auf Besuch sind, kommen Sie bei uns in Wackernheim vorbei. Wir haben guten Wein, gutes Essen und viele, viele freundliche Bürgerinnen und Bürger. Vielen Dank.
I think y'all understood that one.
If we can get the rest of the German delegation up here, and I will tell you, I've spent over 20 years stationed in Europe between Germany and Italy, and having host nation support that this community has is invaluable. Okay, we're almost there. One more. I am proud to present the final award to the U.S. Army Garrison Fort Hood, my first assignment, recognizing their mass transit IGSA with the Hill County Transit District, which operates the regional transportation system, serving the local communities surrounding Fort Hood. This was the first of its kind to set the precedent across the Army for transportation partnerships. It uses a microtransit via fixed route system with virtual bus stops, resulting in extremely flexible routes within the Fort Hood community. While installations have generally provided shuttle services, we've seen that, only a partnership with a community partner such as Hill County Transit District enables soldiers and family members without personal or limited transportation the opportunity to connect in a way they did not have before, improving quality of life. So in the first year of full operation, over 220,000 riders used the service. So that's in contrast to about 3,000 for the previous year for the old-fashioned kind of service. After the first 3 months of its second year, there are over 50,000 instances of soldiers' family members who've been provided transportation access to essential programs and services. As of December 1st, over 378,000 rides have been provided, leading to a stronger, more resilient community. My only question is, where were you 1 May 1985 when I was at Fort Hood and I needed you? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our representatives from USAG Fort Hood and the Hill Country Transit District.
Honorable Gillis, Senior Army leaders, thank you so much for having us here today and giving us this award. We really appreciate it. 1985, I was 9 years old, just to put that in perspective. So I was definitely not driving then. I really want to highlight, first of all, IGSAs. They're such a powerful tool between Army garrisons and installations and the surrounding community. It allows us just to cut through some of the requirements for contracting and get at the heart of the matter. Fort Hood had a need. Hill Country had the capacity, and we were able to meet together. We're at 380,000 riders now. From 12 and up, if you have an ID card, you can ride in the system. So it is really a great system for Fort Hood, which has the largest number of 18 to 24-year-olds in the United States Army, which about 20 to 25% of those are not drivers. And so this fixes a lot of problems for us with access to DFACs, getting around to barracks, getting to training, et cetera, and for family members to get around the installation. Couldn't have done it without Hill Country, so thanks to Mr. Pilkington, Council Member Solomon, the Suarez's. Appreciate the AFSBN as well for enabling the actual relationship with them, and thanks for CD for making sure that the IGSA process is going well. I've only been in command for about 6 months. My predecessor, Lakeisha Stokes, and my deputy, Greta Bucciolato, really worked this with the AFSBN and the Hill Country. So thanks to all of them. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Honorable Gillis and Mr. Dantino, leadership. We are so honored to serve the members of the U.S. military at the great place of Fort Hood. On behalf of our board of directors and the cities and counties that represent the Hill Country Transit District, which include Killeen, Copperas Cove, Harker Heights, Belton, and Temple, Texas, and Bell County, Coryell County, Milam County, it represents about 3,000 square miles. There are many folks not only on the military installation, but a lot of veterans, a lot of family members that live inside and outside of the installations in our communities. And part of our mission is to improve the quality of life, so we are very much aligned. We very much are humbled to have this partnership with the U.S. Army to improve the quality of life of all of those that live in around our communities, and to just have the great honor to support our U.S. military. And we hope that this is the gold standard for other installations across the U.S. and abroad. So thank you very much for this honor.
Fort Hood delegation, come on up, please.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Good.
Almost done, then we're going to do a big group photo. Almost done. Okay, I'd like to say congratulations once again to the recipients of the 10th Annual Army Community Partnership Awards. The awardees represent efforts that have improved quality of life for soldiers and their families, enhanced readiness, driven modernization, and contributed to reform initiatives throughout the Army. Before we close, I'd like to thank a few key people who have made the awards possible. I would like to thank Air Force Tony Ann Fisher and Michael Spencer, who are here in the middle of the room. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all you do. For the Navy, Mr. Brian Miller, Ms. Serena Dietrich, and Mr. Greg Lipscomb, who has since left the Navy to go to the Marines. No, he left the Marines and joined the Navy. The Marines, Mr. Ryan Catlett, Ms. Veronica Davison. With OLDCC, Ms. Jacqueline Canales. MCOM, Mr. James Hughes, Mr. Anson Blacko. With the Army Reserve, Ms. Laura Pirtle. And of course, within the Army Secretariat for the IH&P, Ms. Sarah Stewart and Will Anderson. Thank you very much. Now, I'd like to invite all of our recipients on the stage for a group photo. And as they're congregating here for the group photo, if you've been in part of this, come on up. We're going to do a big photo. I want to remind everybody in the audience, this is a true statement. This is Army-Navy Week, right? Yeah. No kid has ever played Navy growing up. True? Go Army, beat Navy. Come on up for the group photo. This concludes the 10th Annual Army Community Partnership Awards Ceremony. Thank you for helping to celebrate the advancement of the Army's Community Partnership mission. Calls for the nomination for the 11th Annual Army Community Partnership Awards will open shortly. We're looking forward to seeing the innovative partnerships that will come. After the ceremony, join us for some snacks in the back. And then at the end of that, we will do a organized tour of the Pentagon for our first-time visitors or those who want a second tour.
Well, I don't have my calendar.
15:30. Okay. I can just find my way to your office or ask Steve if he'll help me.
Go to the back.
That is not. I'm not even gonna try.
I'm gonna have like medium height come down here.
It's
Short people behind them.
3 Echo, 464.
Medium. 3 Echo 464.
And
Come on.
I can't be this. All right, I'm sticking. Sticking with you.
It's like I'll just peek over. Here.
Medium-ish.
So today, if you got time, whatever you
There's peek.
I'd like to chat. Anytime you're around, I'm there.
I'm gonna have you all
squish.
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 Squish a little more.
Squishing. We're squishing.
I'm gonna have.
I'm not covering you, am I? Okay.
Need Jordan.
I'm good. You're gonna Photoshop me in, like laying across the front.
Just a little bit.
You are the host, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
All right, ready? Big smiles. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Using that, right? Perfect.
Yeah, send it to the seminar.
Record your number.
I'm like grabbing my name.